Okay, you guys, hold onto your wigs and clutch your lashes, because what I'm about to tell you is the kind of scandal that makes you check your phone twice just to make sure you ain't dreaming. It looks like the internet is on fire, and no, not from another burner account dragging someone's lace front. I'm talking about Ari Fletcher allegedly getting dumped by Moneybagg Yo after some extra spicy tea leaked out involving none other than Offset. Yes, Cardi B's Offset. And if your jaw didn't just hit the floor, you're not paying attention. Now, let's break this down, because the way this story has more layers than a Rick Owens puffer coat, I can't even deal. A blogger who goes by the name One Goat Alexis decided to blow the whistle, loud and messy, by posting what appears to be DMs from Cardi B herself, and baby, she ain't holding back. In these messages, Cardi is out here sounding fed up, snatching, wigs and typing like she's had enough of everybody's mess. She's basically like, why you saying I fucked Offset this weekend? And y'all, the way she said it, like she had one hand on her phone and the other gripping her Dominican coffee. Pure fire. She goes off. I don't give a far tier who you support. Lying on my pie is crazy. And he ain't F-kid me neither. Y'all gotta leave me the far tiers alone. And just when you think that's the end, she delivers a plot twist that feels like it should have its own Netflix series. Tell him to tell you how he was fucking Ari while we were still together. Hold up. Wait, let me say that again. Offset allegedly slept with Ari Fletcher while still married to Cardi B, and Cardi just tossed that revelation out there like it was yesterday's Fashion Nova order. And the internet? Oh, the internet did not disappoint. People started digging. Screenshots started flying. And all of a sudden, Ari and Moneybagg Yo, who used to be relationship goals, at least on Thursdays, are out here unfollowing each other on Instagram like we wouldn't notice. And that's just the surface, y'all. The question now is, did Offset really cheat on Cardi with Ari? Did Moneybagg really dump Ari because of it? Or is this just one big miscommunication sponsored by bad decisions and worse DMs? Oh, we're going way deeper into this mess, but before we get into the screenshots, the shade, the she said, she blocked, and the ghost of group chats past, let me just say this. Allegedly. Everything you're about to hear is alleged. But honey, if this is fiction, somebody better give Cardi a screenwriting deal because this story has plot. So here's where things go from, that's suspicious, to, oh nah, this is a full-blown scandal. Let's rewind to the blogger at the center of the storm, One Goat Alexis, a name that sounds like she either drops mixtapes or exposes secrets for sport. Spoiler alert, she does the latter. And this time, sis brought receipts. So Alexis hits the internet with a couple of screenshots that claim to be from Cardi B herself. And let me just say, if they fake, somebody deserves a daytime Emmy because the tone, the punctuation, the rage, all felt very Cardi. In these alleged DMs, Cardi is basically like, why you saying I affect Offset this weekend? Like, BH, I don't give a fujens who you support, but lying on my poemi is crazy. Whew, and if you've ever been on the wrong end of a Cardi B rant, you already know when she starts typing with intention, you're about to get verbally exfoliated. Then, she pulls the you-know reverse card. She flips the whole narrative and says, tell him to tell you how he was fucking Ari while we were together. Now hold on, because in just 2 sentences, Cardi shut down the rumor that she was messing with Offset again, accused Offset of cheating on her with Ari Fletcher, and low-key exposed Offset, Ari, and Moneybagg Yo without even breaking a sweat. And guess what? That wasn't even the end. The blogger goes on to say that this ain't even the first time the issue came up. Back in February, when Ari tweeted something shady and vague, it turns out, allegedly, she was subtweeting Cardi. You heard me. According to the blogger, Ari was already trying it months ago. But get this, I kept it P. I didn't tell the world. She was talking about Cardi. I didn't tell the world how she called Bagg trying to tell on Ari because of Offset. Wait a minute, Ari was out here tweeting shots at Cardi. Cardi turned around and told Moneybagg Yo that Ari was allegedly messing around with Offset. And Moneybagg Yo said, and I quote, I don't care, misery needs company. But here's the thing. Apparently he did care, because right after all this came out, boom, Moneybagg and Ari unfollow each other on Instagram. And in the world of celebrity PR, unfollowing is basically a declaration of war. It's, I'm single now with a filter. So now fans are piecing it all together like the FBI in an Instagram comment section. Ari was sleeping with Offset. Cardi found out, told Moneybagg Yo Ari, and Cardi started throwing shade. And now the whole internet knows. And let's be real, the timing couldn't be messier. Because up until this point, we thought Ari and Moneybagg were solid. Not like healthy solid, but at least Instagram couple solid. But now, with the DMs out, the shady tweets exposed, and the follows disappearing like Offset's loyalty, it's looking like the relationship just got dragged into the alley and jumped. And guess what? Ari ain't saying nothing. But her actions? Loud. She's blocking people left and right. Anybody who even mentions this Offset rumor on her IG? Blocked. Like she's playing emotional dodgeball and everybody's getting hit. So now folks are wondering, is it true? Is this guilt? Or is she just tired of the drama? Well, baby, the streets are talking, and the silence is speaking louder than a deleted tweet. Now that the DMs have hit the fan and Cardi B has basically set the entire internet on fire, we're left with the aftermath. Ari Fletcher's radio. Silence. But let me tell you, honey, the internet has not been quiet about this. Oh no. They've been in the comments, on Twitter, on TikTok, running down the timeline like they're preparing for a cross-examination. Now let's talk about the unfollowing. Oh, you thought that was subtle, huh? No. You don't just unfollow someone like you're changing your Netflix password. When Ari and Moneybagg Yo hit that unfollow button, it was a statement. And fans? They read it loud and clear. People immediately took to Twitter and Instagram to discuss, did y'all see Ari and Moneybagg Yo unfollow each other? It's over, y'all. Y'all better believe Cardi B just put Ari on blast. She's too quiet right now. And then the famous, didn't we all just know? Brigade started coming out. Because here's the thing, y'all, people always feel like they know what's going on, especially when it comes to celebrities. You know how it goes. Everybody's got an opinion, and the keyboard warriors are out. In full force, Ari Fletcher, who used to be so vocal, has suddenly become a ghost. She's blocking people left and right on her Instagram. And it's almost like she's trying to pretend like she doesn't care. Or is it that she doesn't want to deal with it? But honey, we all know what that silence means. It's the same silence you hear when a cat knocks over your favorite vase and stares you in the face, like, what are you going to do about it? The internet, of course, is eating this up. You've got one side that's saying, nah, Ari did that. She's messy for messing with Offset while he was married to Cardi. I'm not even surprised. If anything, Moneybagg Yo should have been left her. And then, of course, there's the other side. The people who are absolutely convinced that Ari is just staying quiet because she's guilty as hell. And honestly, they're kinda right. The lack of response from her speaks volumes. Now let's talk about the real kicker. Cardi B's deleted tweet. Sis took to Twitter and tossed out a line that at first seemed like it was meant to protect her privacy, but looking back, it feels like she dropped the mic on the entire situation. She's already been through it with Offset's cheating scandals, and this is the last thing she needed to deal with. Ari Fletcher being involved? So what did Cardi do? She let the internet have its fun with the speculation and then took it a step further. She pulled a Cardi B, talked her truth in her own wild way, and let everyone else fall into the mess. Now, fans are trying to piece this together like some sort of true crime podcast. Did Offset cheat with Ari while still married to Cardi? Did Ari and Moneybagg Yo break up because of it? Is this all just a misunderstanding? But here's the thing. The deeper you dig, the messier it gets. Fans are comparing Ari's alleged behavior to some of Offset's previous affairs. Let's not forget, Offset has been caught cheating multiple times, and Cardi B always calls him out publicly. So is Ari just another name in the list of women who've crossed paths with Offset while he was still attached to Cardi? And let's be real, Ari Fletcher can't just go back to business as usual. She's a social media influencer. Her whole thing is about being in the spotlight. But now, she's the villain in this drama. And not even a cute villain who wears high heels and a red lip. Nah, this is the one that everyone's blocking, deleting, and shading. If you take a look at her recent posts, it's clear that she's just trying to move on and pretend like this is all just another tabloid headline. But let me tell you something, Ari, the fans have noticed the tension. And if they catch any hint of her and Moneybagg Yo creeping back into the spotlight together, it's going to be even worse. But what does the silence really mean? For one thing, it's definitely a strategy. The less Ari says, the more the internet fills in the blanks. And right now, it's filling in a big, Messy picture of a woman caught up in some seriously questionable drama. Listen, when it comes to these celebrity scandals, the fans are often the loudest voices in the room. And let me tell you, they are having a field day with this one. They're roasting Ari Fletcher on one hand while giving Cardi B a round of applause for dragging her through the mud. But here's the problem. Nobody in this situation is fully blameless. Not Cardi, not Ari, not even Offset, and especially not the fans who are playing judge, jury, and executioner from behind their screens. Now don't get me wrong, Cardi B has every right to be pissed. She's been through the ringer with Offset's cheating scandals before, and this situation with Ari just adds fuel to the fire. But what does she do? She lets the internet tear Ari apart for her. And sure, Cardi's doing her thing by speaking out and clearing her name. But let's not forget that she was with Offset for years while he was out there being messy. Cardi is no stranger to playing the "I'm the one who's been hurt" card, but let's call a spade a spade. Cardi B and Offset, they've had their own messy situations. So why does this feel like such an easy shot for fans to take at Ari? Fletcher? Could it be that people are so eager to see someone like Ari, who's often flaunted her confidence, get knocked off her pedestal? Is it the whole Instagram influencer persona that rubs people the wrong way? Because let's be honest, Ari didn't get the public love and support that someone like Cardi did when she came out as a bad bitch in the game. And now, people are calling her every name in the book. But let's not pretend Ari's hands are clean either. She's been rumored to have been involved with Offset for a while now, and we don't have to go digging too deep to see that she's been caught up in some shady behavior. But here's the kicker. Ari's doing what a lot of women do in relationships. She's trying to claim her own happiness. We all know how hard it is to let go of something, even if it's toxic. And if you think about it, Offset and Cardi's relationship wasn't exactly built on trust either, right? So maybe Ari is just another woman caught in the crossfire of a messy situation, doing what she's gotta do to get by. But the fans, they don't care about nuance. Nope. They're quick to turn their favorite artists into saints while demonizing anyone who dares to step out of line. If you're Team Cardi, you're all in, no questions asked. If you're Team Ari, well, prepare for the storm. Because the minute you're labeled a homewrecker, the internet starts piling on with hypocritical energy. Because let's talk about Offset for a second. The man literally built his career on cheating scandals. How many times has he been caught in the act, and yet people still continue to back him up? He's the guy who's been on the wrong side of loyalty more times than we can count. So why are we putting the weight of this entire mess on Ari Fletcher, who is just out here trying to live her best life? It's funny because the same people who are dragging Ari for allegedly messing with Offset are the same ones who have probably defended Offset on multiple occasions. It's like there's this unspoken rule that men's mistakes are excused or overlooked, while women are expected to carry the full weight of a scandal. And no, I'm not just talking about Ari. I'm talking about how we, as a society, are so quick to tear women down, especially when they have a reputation for being confident, outspoken, and unapologetically themselves. It's this same mentality that makes it hard to even talk about Ari's side of the story, because right now she's the villain. But let's not forget, when Cardi B was fighting for her man, people were saying, oh, she'll get over it. She's not gonna leave Offset. But now that Ari is allegedly involved with him, the fans are suddenly calling her all sorts of names. And that's the thing, the hypocrisy of it all. Because when Offset cheats, it's oh, men are trash, but we'll still root for him. But when Ari Fletcher is allegedly doing the same thing, messing with a man who's not hers, suddenly she's the worst person in the world. How does that make sense? Are we really going to pretend that Ari's behavior is somehow worse than Offset's repeated disloyalty? And here's what no one wants to admit. We all have a part to play in this kind of drama. Celebrities are not infallible, and the minute we stop holding them accountable is the minute we get caught up in their mess too. You can't cheer for Cardi B when she's calling out her man, but then turn around and crucify Ari Fletcher for doing the exact same thing. It doesn't work that way. Now, maybe you're sitting there thinking, well, Ari's the one who slept with Offset, so she's definitely the villain. But, sweetie, let's not forget that she was probably just trying to get in where she fit in, and we all know how Offset gets down. This wasn't some high school crush. This was a grown man who was in a full-blown marriage and still couldn't keep his hands to himself. So, maybe the truth is, we're all a little complicit in this drama. And that's the uncomfortable truth we don't want to face. All right, y'all, here we are at the aftermath. The mess has already hit the fan. But what happens after the storm? Because let's be real, there's no coming back to normal from this level of drama. There's no more pretending everything is peachy keen in these relationships. The whole world knows now, and the fallout is already starting to unfold in front of our eyes. So let's break it down and talk about what's really next for Ari Fletcher, Moneybagg Yo, and Cardi B, starting with Ari Fletcher. Now, we know she's been radio silent on all of this. She's been keeping it low-key, blocking folks who have been running their mouths about her on social media. But let me tell you, that silence speaks volumes. Ari doesn't have to say a word. Her actions are already speaking for her. Unfollowing Moneybagg Yo on Instagram, that's a clear signal. She's not here for the games anymore, but the thing is, Ari's always been about her hustle. She's got her businesses, her endorsements, and let's not forget that she's built her entire persona on being that confident, unapologetic woman who's going to live her life regardless of what people think. So, what happens next for her? If you ask me, this whole situation is just fuel for her fire. Ari Fletcher is not the type to lay low for long. She's too focused on the bag, too focused on her brand to let this scandal derail her. So, expect her to come out even stronger, whether it's through new business ventures, collaborations, or a tell-all that's going to make waves. But Moneybagg Yo? Oh, this is a mess. The question is, how does he save face after all this? Sure, he unfollowed Ari on Instagram, but that's hardly the kind of move that makes anyone believe he's actually moved on. The thing is, Moneybagg Yo has a reputation of being a real one in the game, always putting his cards on the table, always keeping it 100. But let's be real, no one can ignore the fact that Ari Fletcher was a major part of his life. So how does he walk away from this scandal without looking like he's lost control of his own narrative? The answer is simple. He can't. At this point, Moneybagg Yo is stuck between a rock and a hard place. He can't be seen as the guy who's constantly forgiving and taking back someone who's allegedly messed around with Offset. That just doesn't look good on any level. But can he fully walk away from Ari without looking like he's afraid of the backlash? That's going to be tough. We know he loves a good street image, but it's hard to have that when your personal life is out there for the whole world to see. So, what's next for him? He's going to have to do some serious damage control and fast, whether that means a new relationship, a public apology, or just more music and media focus to try and shift the attention back on his career. We'll see. But we all know the best way to get people to forget about your drama? Keep them talking about your next move. Now, as for Cardi B, let's be honest, this woman is never one to shy away from drama. If anything, Cardi thrives in these messy situations. After all, she came up in the game by being outspoken and real. No filters, no holding back. But this situation with Ari, it's complicated. Cardi's made it clear that she's done with Offset. They've been through a lot of ups and downs, and honestly, you can't blame her for feeling some type of way. But here's the real question. How does Cardi move on from all this drama? Because let's not forget, Offset's been all over the place. He's made mistakes. And while he may not be the best husband, he's still trying to play this whole I'm changed role. But if Cardi keeps going back to this man, are we even surprised anymore? What Cardi needs to do now is stay solid. Keep her career on track, keep putting out the hits, and keep flexing that new, improved version of herself. Because whether she likes it or not, this situation with Ari is going to stick with her for a while. It's going to be one of those chapters that never really goes away. But here's the thing. Cardi's already proven she can rise above the chaos. Whether she stays with Offset or moves on, Cardi B will find a way to come out on top. It's what she does best. And while Ari and Moneybagg Yo are trying to figure out what comes next for them, Cardi B is going to continue taking the throne. But you want to know what the real kicker is in all of this? It's not just about Ari, Moneybagg Yo, or Cardi B anymore. It's about the fans. The public's reaction is going to play a huge role in how the situation unfolds. Because let's face it, celebrities only exist in the public eye because we feed them. Every tweet, every Instagram story, every video, they're all curated for our entertainment. And when we get caught up in drama like this, we make it bigger than it needs to be. So, what's next? Expect the rumors to keep swirling, the gossip to keep rolling, and for these three to keep on living their lives. Because at the end of the day, the only people who really matter in this situation are the ones who are making the money. And you better believe that Ari, Moneybagg Yo, and Cardi B will keep cashing those checks. As for the rest of us, we'll just be here for the show, watching, commenting, and waiting for the next plot twist. All right, y'all, we've come full circle. And now it's time to wrap this whole thing up. Because if there's one thing we know for sure, it's that nothing in this situation is as simple as it seems. If you thought this was just some petty celebrity drama, you're wrong. This is about betrayal, heartbreak, and the messiness of human relationships. When you look at this situation from every angle, whether you're rooting for Ari Fletcher, Moneybagg Yo, or Cardi B, there's a common thread. This story is about people who are navigating the turbulent waters of fame, loyalty, and love. And let's face it, in the world of celebrities, those waters are murky, to say the least. What's clear from all of this is that no matter how big your platform gets, no matter how famous you are, relationships can still get messy. People are still human, with emotions, insecurities, and mistakes. No one is immune to the pressures of relationships, fame, and the constant scrutiny of the public eye. But you have to wonder, do these stars bring this upon themselves by choosing to live so publicly, by exposing themselves to the world? Is this the price they pay for the fame, the fortune, and the fans? And let's not forget that social media plays a huge role in all of this. We're talking about real people's lives, but they're playing out on a digital stage for us to dissect, comment on, and judge. It's not just about entertainment, it's about our obsession with the drama of others. Whether we like it or not, we're all complicit in this. We feed the narrative, we watch the gossip, we share the posts, and in turn, we make it bigger than it has to be. So what does all of this mean for Ari, Moneybagg Yo, and Cardi B? Will they come out of this stronger, wiser, and more focused? Or will the drama tear them apart, both personally and professionally? The truth is, it's hard to say. Time will tell, and the world will be watching every move they make, waiting for that next bit of tea to spill. Because let's face it, we love the drama. We love to see people fall from grace, only to rise again and make a bigger splash. But here's the thing, this is their story, not ours. We're just the audience, here to witness the chaos. We might think we know what's best for them, but we don't. We don't know the ins and outs of their relationships, the struggles they face behind closed doors, or the emotions that come with navigating fame in the public eye. What we do know, though, is that everyone in this situation is human. They make mistakes, they have regrets, and they'll have to live with those choices. As for us, the fans, we're not going anywhere. We'll keep talking, we'll keep speculating, and we'll keep tuning in to watch the drama unfold. We've seen it all before, and we know it's only a matter of time before the next bombshell drops. So let's take a moment and remember that no matter how much we dissect their lives, we still don't know the whole truth. And sometimes, that's the biggest lesson of all. Fame doesn't make you perfect, and being on top doesn't protect you from the harsh realities of life. Whether you're a celebrity or just an ordinary person, everyone has their own battles to fight. In the end, Ari, Moneybagg Yo, and Cardi B are going to keep doing what they do best, living their lives, making their money, and building their ice legacies. And us, we'll just keep watching, commenting, and waiting for the next scandal. Because let's face it, that's what we do best. And remember, life's a stage, and we're all just players in this endless drama. Whether we're on the sidelines, watching in awe, or at the center of it all, the show never really stops. It's just one big, messy, entertaining ride, and we're all here for it.